It is day 39 of the Israel-Hamas war, and there is one question that everyone is asking. Why is Israel targeting hospitals in Gaza? Why has it put medical facilities under siege? And the answer to these questions depends on who you ask. Israel saying it is because Hamas is operating from bunkers underneath the said hospitals. The Palestinians denying the charge. They are accusing Israel of committing war crimes and targeting civilians. And these warring narratives have left civilians and patients in the crosshairs, many of them fighting for their lives, with supplies running out. What is the way out of this, and how is this going to end, if at all? And above all, who really is speaking the truth? To start with, which hospitals and medical facilities are we talking about? There are many, but the names of 6 stand out. The Al-Shifa Hospital in northern Ramallah, the Ramtisi Hospital in northern Gaza, the Al-Ahli Hospital in northern Gaza, the Al-Quds Hospital in Gaza's Tel Al-Hawa area, the Al-Nasra Hospital in northern Gaza, and the Al-Swedi or Swedish Clinic. All these places have either witnessed or are witnessing attacks by Israeli forces. Let's begin with the Al-Shifa Hospital, the largest medical complex in the Gaza Strip, located in the neighborhood of northern Ramallah. As I speak, it is in the grip of absolute mayhem. Israeli forces have encircled the hospital as doctors inside fight to save the lives of their patients. Just have a look at these images. They show newborns inside the hospital, some wrapped in green fabric for warmth, others wearing only cloth diapers. The doctors looking after them saying that their lives are in grave danger with every passing minute.
At the pediatric department of Al-Shifa Hospital, we have the intensive care unit and department for lightweight babies under 1.5 kg, as well as the department of moderate cases. I have 39 cases. The hospital's management called me and told me today, you do not have electricity, you have to leave the department. They were all babies, and this couldn't happen. They needed an incubator, heater, a humidity system. Therefore, it was not possible to evacuate the babies.
So why has Israel surrounded this hospital, you ask? Because Hamas operatives are apparently hiding in its vicinity. At least that is what the IDF is claiming. It says that there is a Hamas command center underneath the Al-Shifa Hospital, a center which is effectively using patients and staff as human shields. And this center apparently houses the senior-most operatives of the group. Is there any evidence to back Israel's claims? Well, the IDF displayed satellite photographs of the hospital with quote-unquote military command elements marked on it. Israel says this is the only true material it has on its hands for now.
Hamas systematically exploits hospitals as part of its war machine. Here, the IDF identified a launch pad, meaning they launch rockets from here. I want to repeat it. They launch rockets on Israel 75 meters from an hospital. Why? They know precisely that if Israel will airstrike a launch pad like that, the hospital would be damaged.
So are these claims being rebutted? Yes. Hamas officials are calling them propaganda. A British doctor working at the hospital has called the claim a quote-unquote outlandish excuse. Even the Human Rights Watch, a US campaign group, has said that it could not corroborate the Israeli allegation. To counter these allegations, Israel is pointing at what it discovered at the Ramtisi Hospital. It is one of Gaza's biggest pediatric care centers, or should I say, it was the biggest. Just have a look at the visuals on your screen. They show the Israeli forces inside the hospital compound. They claimed control of it over the weekend. Why? Because according to Israel, the hospital was reportedly used to hold hostages. The video claims to show a basement facility at the hospital, which the Hamas used to store its weapons and keep Israeli hostages. Israel also saying that the hospital was connected to a tunnel with a bulletproof door. Hamas has denied this claim, calling it a well-crafted campaign of lies. Just have a look at this.
This is Rantisi Hospital, and this is the place where I showed you the tunnel. I want you to see. Look at what Hamas is holding inside the hospital. I want you to understand, this kind of gear is a gear for a major fight. People shooting RPGs from hospitals. This is Hamas firing RPGs for hospitals. The world has to understand who is Israel fighting against.
And next, we have the Al-Quds Hospital. Visuals from the hospital showing medical teams working with torch lights. Why? Because electricity supply to the hospital has been cut off. And that's not even all. Over the weekend, at least one person was killed at the hospital. 28 others were injured, most of them children. Israel says it did not target civilians. It only fired on Hamas operatives firing from the hospital. In any case, the Palestinian Red Crescent says this hospital has also been rendered out of service. Listen to this.
Sorrow, pain, anger, discontent and disappointment. These are our feelings today after we had to announce Al-Quds Hospital in Gaza City is out of service. After a whole week of calling on the international community and humanitarian organizations for the necessity to let aid come in urgently to Al-Quds Hospital, the hospital was left to face its destiny on its own under non-stop bombardment which put the lives of our medical staff and patients in danger. Today, we say that the international community and all countries signing the Geneva Convention are fully responsible of the collapse of the healthcare system in the Gaza Strip.
Now here's the thing. These claims and counterclaims over the hospitals have raised some pressing questions. Questions about what is allowed under international laws governing war, under international humanitarian law. Hospitals are given special protections during times of war. They cannot become battlegrounds. That said, hospitals can lose their protections if combatants use them to hide fighters or store weapons. At least that is what the International Committee of the Red Cross says. But even if they lose this status, shouldn't there be warnings given before the attacks to allow for the safe evacuation of the patients? Israel says it is giving these warnings. The other side saying the warnings are coming too late. We are, of course, yet to hear the last of this story. And earlier today, we spoke to Palestinian journalist Mottea Ibrahim. He is based in the central area of the Gaza Strip and is currently stationed in the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital. We asked him what the condition is like at the hospital, also whether it's at risk of running out of supplies and medicines. Here's what he told us.
Yes. Okay. As you are following, and as you know that the situation here is deteriorating every moment on a regular basis. It's getting worse and worse. As you know, till this moment there is no access to the medical basic needs and equipment. Actually, in addition to the ongoing of the Palestinian injuries and the Palestinian wounded people and the Palestinian casualties, as the Israeli occupation forces are still maintaining their strikes against several areas of Gaza Strip. Every moment, the ambulances actually bring Palestinian casualties left behind the Israeli continuous airstrikes. Regarding the medical situation, the hospital is totally overwhelmed with the number of the Palestinian casualties, with the number of the Palestinian wounded, because as you know, this number is incrementally increasing with the ongoing airstrikes.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.